Hello, beautiful people. It's my pleasure to welcome you to another scintillating edition of the program Sport Exchange. You know, Exchange brings you the best of sport business gist. Judy Olano is my name, and I love the way you've been following our social media handles. Thank you very much for keeping faith with us. On the show today, we'll be talking about the West African Sports Forum. Yes, this edition will be unveiling or will be unpacking some of the things that you should expect because the forum is coming to us in West Africa. Also, the KPMG football benchmark statistics has just been released. The top 5 highest paid footballers, as well as what some of the top 5 foreign leagues earn in terms of broadcasts. Talking about broadcast revenue. All this we will unveil on today's show. I will go on a short break, and when we come back, it will be time for us to go to our dugout segment. And what are we looking at? It is the West African Sports Forum, and the brain behind that will be talking to me soon. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Fantastically finished.
It's September to remember, and you guess what is happening? It is the West African Sports Forum. And joining me to look at this is the CEO of Van Dyke Sports. Emeka Enyadike joins me all the way from Johannesburg, South Africa, and we're looking at the West African Sports Forum 2020. Emeka, how are you doing today?
I am well and good, and you, how are you?
I'm fine. I could see that. The last time we spoke on the show, we were talking about the tripartite relationship between University of Port Harcourt, Result Sports, as well as Van Dyke Sports. And it's cheering to see that you guys have hit the ground running, and what we're seeing is the West African Sports Forum. Tell us more about this.
Well, we talked about the MOU that we signed, and so this. And I remember you asked me at the time that how soon are we going to start, and so here we are. This is the point where we kickstart the process, and to do that, we put together a very interesting forum. Interestingly, whilst we were still working on this partnership and this program, 2 years ago during the West Africa University Games, we actually created this platform for West Africa, and we had a pilot edition, which very low-key media, low-key everything that we did. We got a mixture of academics and those from industry, and we ran an event one day before the games began, and then we thought about doing it actually physically when we started this program this year. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, we didn't want to put a lot of people at risk flying all the way, and by the way, most of the people won't be able to attend, so we put together 2 days. And when I say 2 days, it's actually 2 days. The event will run for the entire day on the 24th and 25th of September, and it will be a mixture of sports intellectuals, academics, sports scientists, sports industry, and of course those from the mainstream marketing, communication, and other industries. We try and bring everything into a picture, and incidentally, this is happening at a time where the government of Nigeria has redefined sports to lean more towards an industrial perspective than just something that we play for fun. So I think the timing wasn't how we had conceived it, but it's great that it's kind of come together, and I think it's a very, very good opportunity for us to share with Nigerians and share with not just West Africans, but everybody across the continent, because we're going to be streaming this, and we're also going to be doing it as a virtual platform. So everybody will be able to see and hear from these experts what we're doing wrong, what we need to change and how we need to move in the direction of the rest of the world as an industry.
All right. Thank you very much, Mika. Okay, let's look at some of the guys that we are expecting at this forum. At least we see it's a mixture of women and men who have done very much for themselves as far as sport is concerned and in their various fields. What is the USP that this is bringing to the table?
We have a platform in Africa that is interesting or inspiring enough for global industry leaders to actually want to be part of. I mean, we're going to have a representative from Bayern Munich, the European champions. They're going to be AS Roma. We'll also have all the way from Ukraine, Shakhtar Donetsk. We're going to also have from the US. We're going to have a famous sports scientist, Vance, as well as the Australian company that is the top leader in sports tracking for athletes and for teams, Catapult. We also have a mixture of sport performance experts who are going to be doing. We have a panel that we've lined up for sports communication panel, which will be actually populated not by sports communication people, but by some industry leaders from the mainstream industry, like Ade Adefeko from Olam, who's the vice president of Olam. We have Emeka Opara from Airtel. We've got Professor Chuka Awomechili, who's a professor of communications at Howard University in the United States. On the marketing side, we have Professor Michael Goldman from University of San Francisco, and who is also a professor at Gibbs Business School here in Johannesburg as well. And then we do have not just academics and those from the industry. We have some young people who will share some of the ideas, because we do have some revolutionary trends in artificial intelligence, augmented reality. People should look out for how production has changed. Production of sports has changed, and there's a company from India, well, the big leaders. They produce all the IPL going on in United Arab Emirates, because they moved it there. They also do all of the ICC productions. So there's a lot to see in that forum. How we were able to fit it into 2 days is still a mystery to me.
All right, I know that a lot of people will be looking forward to that. Just let me follow up on what you just raised about artificial intelligence. And there are a lot of young people right here at home in Nigeria, and some of them are coming up with some amazing innovation as far as sports is concerned, creating innovation that can drive sports technologically. Are they going to be receiving some attention during that program too?
Yes, that's one of the reasons why we want young people with ideas that we can filter through to some of these. And by the way, the companies have mentioned they're all partners. The idea is that they have these ideas, they can put these things together and then have the opportunity where they can also make presentations. For this particular forum, it's one way where these experts come and make presentations, but we're going to give them platforms. Those ones who sign into our website, there's a sign-in link there on exports.com. And on that link, you will find where you're asked to indicate if you want to be part of the network. Once you're part of the network, we'll put you through where you can ask questions directly. You can get the opportunity where, as part of our program, we start with once every 2 weeks, and then we're going to move to once a week, where we have on a Friday, we're going to have a session where those with these ideas we'll be able to present it, and then we can then match them with those who are already excelling in that space. So if someone comes up with a concept that is AI driven, we then find those who are actually doing projects in that area to guide them through how to do it. And when I attended the digital conference last year at I think it's 4 Points in Oniru, there were a lot of young guys with good presentations that they made, and beyond just the tech side of it, I see there are people in Nigeria who are creating motor racing, and there are those who are creating content as well. And the one thing that we struggle with. I mean, recently the Nigerian league signed a deal to put the games back on TV. I mean, the era where you have people taking OB vans to the stadiums and saying, "Oh, you have to pay millions to get an OB van to the stadium," that era is gone. There are cameras that produce football matches, cricket matches, rugby matches, athletics events without cameramen. Everything is operated from your phone, and this is all part of what you get. And then you've got the ability to be able to just oppose images of teams, images of logos, and the rest of them using augmented reality, where it brings it to life, and then you can then begin to engage with much younger people, because that's what they like. They like to see. They like to see moving objects. They like to see things that generally blow your mind, and then that pulls them into the game. So all of what we see on TV today, even with the Premier League broadcast, still a cry from what's available now, and that's the reality. So I urge everyone to sign up. Go to vandijksports.com. It's free. We're not charging anyone any money. And someone might ask, okay, but why are you doing this? The point is that we're in this for the long run. We're not just doing it for to show up. We're doing it for the long run, and so we want everyone to be part of this process. Come and see what's happening around the world, what's possible, and how it is fairly feasible for even those of us who are in the media to go from being unemployed one day to owning your own platform, because there's a lot of white labels, a lot of really exciting platforms that are available that enable you to do it. And then we're going to try and bring in a couple of young guys who have done it in Australia and a few places to say, even you can do it. It's not enough to go and do a small blog that doesn't have character and all that. You can actually turn your talents for either doing good stories or writing or making videos into something that you're able to monetize. Platforms are there, and we're going to be able to do. We won't finish everything in 2 days, but this is just a start. Hopefully we can then build on it, and those who want to learn, sign up for programs that will run through the University of Port Harcourt. We don't want people it's expensive to go to Europe, and if it's tech-driven, you're going to pay so much more. But because this is Africa, we try to create synergies, and that's where we are.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll go on a short break now before I bring back Emeka before we continue our conversation. Don't forget, you can join us on our social media handles too. They are there. The Sport Exchange social media handles, they are there on the screen. Just keep the conversation going. Just before we go on a short break, in Africa, yes, the East Africa, there is a club site called Young African Sports Club. Oh, they launched their jersey, and you needed to see the queue for fans who wanted to buy the jersey. It's happening in Africa. It's not in Europe. We'll show you that, and after that, we'll come back to continue our discussion.
Fantastically finished.
Welcome back. It's still Sport Exchange, and we just showed you one of the biggest sports club in East Africa. That's talking about Young African Sports Club in Tanzania. They're doing great. See massive followership there for their fans rooting for them by buying their jerseys. All right, I'm still talking. I still have Emeka Yandike in the house, and we're looking at the West African Sports Forum. What's in it for us? What's in it for you and I? And Emeka, let's look at the next, should I say maybe 5 years, and see if we can just Guess where we will be looking at West African Sports Forum and the business of sports in Africa or West Africa?
With 1 year. I hope that by this time next year, when we have the second, or rather the third edition, we will be able to bring all of these experts to Nigeria. And we've signed with Port Harcourt, but we're going to come to Lagos. We're going to be able to go to Abuja and elsewhere. Go to Accra as well. We're not going to limit it to just Nigeria. The idea for us is, in the sports tech scene, you almost cannot project 5 years because it's so fluid. Everything happens on the fly. Technology changes every day. What I can say is that we believe that in 5 years we'll be able to change the narrative. We're going to be able to create a platform where everyone is going to go in that direction. And I'll make a pointer to you here. We talked about clubs in Nigeria that have embraced technology. One good example is Vandresa, who work with who've already invested in the tracking technology, which is provided by Catapult, who are one of our partners. They've gone ahead to also set up a sports science department, and that's something that a lot of Nigerian institutions don't even have concept of clubs. I believe that if we can get to a point where every single club in our league is able to imbibe that into their culture. Every university team in Nigeria is able to put that in there, and then also the universities are able to start investing in the sports science and also the sports technology. We'll get to a point where we will see some of these innovations coming, and we will understand what needs to be done. So our goal, starting from where we are, is to be able to say all of these technologies, we're able to decipher it and share it with people in a way that they appreciate it a lot better. They're able to get to grips with what they need to use it for. And we're going to see a big change in Africa, hopefully by end of this year when the Basketball Africa League launches. The NBA and FIBA have teamed up to create a league. You'll find a difference between what they're going to be doing with that league and also what we run as even football or basketball leagues in Africa, and particularly in Sub-Saharan Africa, because to an extent, I think the North Africans and Africa have gotten to grips with it. But we'll see the difference. And on our forum, the new president of the Basketball Africa League, Amadou Gallo-Paul, going to be one of the presenters as well. And we have the former general secretary of CAF, who himself is now involved in this space as well, coming on board. Who's going to share some experiences from Tunisia and Morocco, where he's gone on to do some other work. You find that the opportunity exists for us to scale up very well within the first 2 years, and hopefully in 5 years we'll be more than ready to take on the rest of the world.
Okay. Finally, before you go, I just want to just ask you this, but I hopefully you can just answer in the next 2 minutes. The Apprentice, how does this fit in? Because I know you are a man with so many, you have your hands in so many pies. So let me just say that. How is The Apprentice going?
From 16 African countries, we had from Botswana, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Ghana, and then lots of Nigerians who have signed up as well. It's a program that we're going to expand now, and we'll have elements of it within the university structure, but we'll also have the open one where it's going to cut across everything from coaching to sports science. We have one of the kids from South Africa who took part in that, and we've linked him up now with an institution where he's going to study. So we're going to take this to a whole new level where we not only create this training opportunity, but also create job opportunities from those who take part in the apprentice. So the sports apprentice program is going to still carry on, and eventually we'll be able to cater for far more people than we had during the lockdown.
Okay.
It was exciting to be able to bring kids from all over Africa into one platform.
Wow.
And by the way, every single one of them that went through that program, their lives have changed. I see new programming, I see better content production, I see new ideas, and one of them is going to Europe to do her master's.
Wow.
just by going through that program. So that's something that I'm very, very passionate about, and I'm glad that you've asked about it, because it's something that I get calls now from everywhere.
All right. Be rest assured that I'm always following your moves. That's just it. Thank you, by the way, Emeka, as always. All right. That was Emeka Inyadike, who is the convener of the talking about the West Africa Sports Forum 2020. Okay, let's take the news now. We'll go straight to the news. We start from Nigeria. Chairman of the league management company, Shehu Diko, has assured that the new commercial and investment partnership deal it signed with Red Strike Sports will come alive in the upcoming 2020-21 Nigerian Professional Football League season. LMC announced a commercial agreement with the Nigerian arm of the UK-based Red Strike Sports Commercial and Media Rights Agency 2 weeks ago. The deal will seal the creation of a customized platform called NPFL.TV for streaming live league games to a global audience, while content from the league will also be distributed and broadcast through other media channels, in addition to creating commercially viable mobile apps for the 20 NPFL clubs. And over straight to basketball. Total Nigeria Limited has renewed its sponsorship deal with the Nigerian Football Federation for another 5 years. The new deal, which is for the National Men's Division 1 and Division 2 League, is valued at 150 million naira divided into 30 million naira per year. Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Total E&P Nigeria Limited, Mike Sangster, says the renewal became necessary following the gains recorded in the previous deal cemented 2 years ago. In football, the English Premier League club Manchester City has signed a multi-year extension to its contract with tire manufacturer Nexen Tire. The brand will continue as the sleeve sponsor of the club's men's team as well as its e-sport team. The new deal includes the addition of the club's women's team for the first time. I'm still talking football. The English Football Association has signed up health and life insurance company Vitality as the title sponsor of the Women's FA Cup. The brand extends its commitment to women's football in the UK by acquiring the naming rights to the Premier Domestic Cup competition for the next 3 seasons. The deal will begin from the quarterfinals of the 2019-2020 edition, which was delayed due to COVID-19 outbreak. It is reportedly the most lucrative sponsorship deal in the history of the Women's FA Cup. And lastly, the Regional Administrative Court of Lazio has upheld the 7 million euros fine imposed on paid television broadcaster Sky Italia over misleading marketing of the Serie A football offering during the 2018-2019 season. The TAR's decision underlined an earlier one by the Italian Competition Authority, which had previously found that Sky's marketing of Serie A rights broke Italy's consumer code on 2 counts. And that's it for the news. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, it will be time for the pattern shot.
Fantastically finished.
All right, we'll go. Before we go today, thank you very much once again for joining us and for keeping faith with us on the show Sport Exchange. You can also reach us through our social media handles, and you can also sponsor the program. Okay? All right, before we go, we'll just leave this for you to ruminate about. The KPMG Football Benchmark just released the list of top 5 highest paid footballers in the world. Number 1 is Lionel Messi earns 77 million euros and endorsement is 29 million euros. A total of 106 million euros. That's for 2020. Ronaldo is second, 59 million euros, 40 million of endorsement, 99 million euros earned in 2020. Neymar, 66, he earns a salary 15 million euros as endorsement. And for Mbappe, it is 24 million euros as salary and 12 million euros as endorsement. For Salah, Mo Salah of Liverpool is 20 million euros as salary, 11 million euros as endorsement. And also that's for as far as the top 5 highest paid footballers in the world is concerned. And let's leave you with how much the top 5 leagues earn from broadcast rights. Premier League domestic earnings from the broadcast rights is 1.5 billion euros and international is 1.8 billion euros. For La Liga, it is 1.1 billion euros for domestic rights, media rights, and away it is international, that is 897 million euros for international rights. For Bundesliga, third, 1.1 billion euros for domestic rights and 230 million euros for international rights. For Syria, 973 million euros for domestic rights and 371 million euros for international rights. And for League One, it is 1.2 billion euros for domestic rights and 80 million, paltry 80 million euros for international. That shows why most people don't watch the League One, especially in Africa. That's it. That is what we should be looking at. When is the KPMG football benchmark going to capture what is going on the continent of Africa and also in West Africa? Well, someday it will be happen. Yes, that's it. Judy Olanoma is my name. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's do this again next week.